Thank you, Dean Isaacs. I am now pleased to introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. John Chuck serves as the Chief Wellness Officer of CNU and Professor of Family Medicine at California Northstate University. He previously dedicated 31 years to the Permanente Medical Group in several key leadership roles, including Chief of Health Promotion and Information Technology Innovation, Chief of Physician Health and Wellness, and Regional Chairperson of the Physician Health and Wellness Leaders Group. After earning his MD from the UCLA School of Medicine, Dr. Chuck completed his family medicine residency at the UC Davis Medical Center. He is also the co-founder and CEO of Serotonin Surge Charities, a nonprofit that has raised more than $6 million in support of safety net medical clinics, breast cancer research, and college scholarships. His contributions have been recognized with the Sidney Garfield Exceptional Contribution Award from the Permanente Medical Group and the Outstanding Alumnus Award from the UC Davis Alumni Association. In sum, Dr. Chuck is a nationally recognized expert in the interconnected domains of wellness and the embodiment of positivity and joy for the COM community. Please welcome to the podium, Dr. John Chuck.
Well, it's great to be here today on this beautiful Saturday morning in Elk Grove, California. Wonderful seeing all of you here. I'm actually shocked to see my wife in the front row here, looking like a Secret Service agent. She somehow snuck past security to get there. Dr. Isaacs came up here with his fancy iPhone. I'm boycotting Apple right now. I just brought up my old school envelope. I have some speaker notes, and I brought a little chasu bao in case I get hungry during my presentation. I'm going to take a bite of that, okay? Plus, I'm so old, my eyes can't see the font on an iPhone. My father was a minister, and my mother was a burn unit nurse, and they raised me to be a very honest person, so I'd like to begin this graduation speech with a full disclosure that I've never done this before. I came this close 39 years ago in 1986 when I auditioned to be the student speaker at my medical school graduation, but I came in second to my classmate, Kevin Williams. To this day, 39 years later, I still resent Dr. Kevin Williams. But here's the deal. Don't worry about my inexperience because I'm not just a professor and teacher here at North State, I'm a learner. And what I've learned from these incredibly smart students, and also Dr. Ed Lee, our Director of Clinical Informatics, is that there is no shame in turning to technology for answers and help, especially generative AI. So I did my research and decided to go with a brand name product. It's called Chuck GPT Graduation Speech Copilot to prepare today's comments. I have no personal connection to this company. It's just a pleasant name coincidence. Here's a roadmap to the 18-minute speech that Chuck GPT and I have come up with. It will only take longer if you keep interrupting me with wild applause. I think that gives me license to go an hour and a half. All right, so in part one, I will say some nice things about the three groups of people here. In part two, I will pump you up with some very nice comments about the amazingness and deliciousness that is the CNU College of Medicine. And in part three, it will be a message to the graduates about the three things you must stay connected to not just survive your internships, but to thrive during your internships. That was the Kaiser Permanente tagline. I just want to throw that in there. They're paying my retirement check, so I want them to do very well. So let's begin with part one, kind words. Graduates, I'm looking out there, very good looking group. Turns out one of the admission criteria for North State is that you have to be good looking, and here you are. They're also smart, don't worry about that. This is an extraordinary milestone for you, one that reflects years of ambition, supreme effort, countless sacrifices, and finally today, a dream fulfilled. You've faced and conquered for 4 years. Here we go. Here goes the wind, but I'm ready. Early mornings, late nights, COVID precautions, shelf exams, retaking some of those shelf exams, clinical rotations near and far, Vislo sub-internships that could make or break you, missed celebrations with loved ones, mounting debt, falling behind on memes and Netflix series, and petrifying moments of self-doubt, also known as imposter syndrome, when you wondered whether or not you had what it takes to be a physician and whether all this hard work and sacrifice would pay off. As an aside, once again, in the name of honesty and full disclosure, I will say that for a very small subset of you, your academic advisors, career counselors, and your families shared those same doubts. As I look out into the audience of graduates, I see a group that has successfully climbed a steep mountain that few dare to attempt and reached a summit that only the most tenacious ever see, and earn your place in this graduation ceremony today, joining an illustrious pantheon of gutty overachievers that includes, okay, I have it written here, but I also have it written on cards, okay, for dramatic effect, Rocky from Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and Creed 1 and 2. Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. And last but not least, Seong Ji-hun, also known as Player 456 from The Hunger Games. However, unlike those fictional characters, you are real. You've earned bona fide degrees from a great university that qualify you to join the next generation of healers, leaders, and agents of change. As Dr. Isaac said on your match day, you are the people who will discover cures for cancer, publish in the New England Journal of Medicine, win a Nobel Prize in medicine and physiology, answer the call when the next worldwide pandemic strikes. Very importantly, take care of old people like me. And finally, and most importantly, become social media influencers for important topics like Will It Taco? That's a very small inside joke for young, hip, cool people. Thank you, Sean, for laughing. So in recognition of this incredible achievement, I ask you now stand and accept our congratulations and applause, class of 2025. Please stand and accept our applause. All right, sit down now. That's enough. That's enough. There's another group of people here today who also deserve some recognition and thanks. If you are part of the friend and family group who helped to raise one of these graduates and or supported them in their educational journey with money, time, encouragement, more money, and care packages of top ramen and toilet paper, will you please stand and let's give them a huge round of applause. Come on, family and friends, stand up. You rock it, okay? Yeah. These students were not raised by wolves in the wild. They come from your homes, your neighborhoods, your cul-de-sacs. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And finally, if you played a role in launching this university or college, or you're a faculty or staff member who work hard to screen, admit, teach, advise, counsel, console, encourage, and or clean up after these graduates, will you please stand and let's give them a big round of applause. Faculty, staff, trustees, board of directors. Give it up for them. Nice job. Okay, that's enough recognition for you. Please sit down. Part two. This is very logical, right? Part two. The awesomeness and fashizzleness of this university and the CNU College of Medicine. That's fashizzle with a PH. You heard these numbers before, but founded in 2008, California Northstate University has experienced extraordinary growth and achievement in a remarkably short time. These are the numbers. In 17 years, 7 colleges, 15 degree programs, 668 alumni. No other university in the history of the United States, not Harvard, not Stanford, not even the mighty University of California, has accomplished so much so quickly. We are the spunky little startup that could, defying expectations, and setting a new standard for innovation and progress in higher education. Our founder, Dr. Alvin Chung, my former patient, I know this man inside and out. If he has an orifice, I've explored it. And I got to tell you, this is just my medical opinion, okay? I'm not lobbying for a higher salary here, although that would be welcome. Baby needs new shoes. This man is a bona fide genius, visionary, and closer. The Energizer Bunny incarnate. Steve Jobs chose the apple as his company's logo and told us to think different. But that was child's play compared to what Dr. Chung has built. He's traded the humble apple for the royal lychee fruit, an emblem of boldness, resilience, and cultural pride. And our motto, it's not about thinking different, it's about thinking bigger, braver, bolder. We don't just think different, we think unstoppable. How do you like them lychees? Round of applause, thank you. And because of that positive affirmation by the throngs of people here today, President Chung, members of the board of directors and trustees, it looks like people are totally on board with the lychee, so let me officially request that we nickname our college Lychee Med and adopt the following taglines. Branding people, pay attention. Where outer grit meets inner sweet. Ever seen a lychee nut? It's really firm and rough on the outside, super sweet on the inside. Got it. Okay, this is very Zen. One bite enlightenment. Okay, that's kind of a Buddhist thing. I'm not Buddhist, but I like it. How about this? Because real doctors have layers. That rocks it. What about this? We put the MD in lychee. And finally, and this will reflect, I took 5 years of French in junior high and high school, most worthless language on planet Earth, okay? And then on our 25th wedding anniversary, we took our kids to Paris, and the French people are even worse than their language. That being said, our call to action and engagement here at Northstate, or Lychee Med, will be, Voulez-vous lychee avec moi? But seriously, because we are a startup, we are also a university where everything that everyone does makes a difference in determining our substance, reputation, and place in the world. And when I say everyone, I mean every single person here today. Because you see, unlike the Yales and UCLAs of the world, we can't rest on our laurels and lean on long-established reputations. Just to be clear, we are currently, in this day, building our reputation brick by brick, graduate by graduate. That's why we need visionary leaders like Dr. Chung. I know you think he's a little crazy, but the guy's a visionary genius. That's why we recruited outstanding executive physician leaders like Dr. Rich Isaacs. I mean, he's one of my heroes in medicine. Did you know that not only does he do the big things that everybody sees, but on SOAP Day, the day where we help some of our students find residencies, he and Dr. Carling, his wife, showed up to the command room early in the morning to just help out, boots on the ground, you know, talking to students, hearing the stories, sharing the grief, calling program directors, writing letters of reference. I mean, can we give him a huge round of applause? He's just a great, great leader. And once again, because we are just a spunky little startup, it's super important that all of you, interns, graduates of the CNU College of Medicine, you all need to rock your internships. And you are completely prepared to do that. Big round of applause to you. It's going to be great. And finally, it's very important that all the stories that all of us tell about California Northstate University College of Medicine must include not only the expected stumbles of a startup, but also our uber impressive rapid ascent into the upper echelon of medical schools that place their graduates in America's leading residency programs. Part 3, seriously good advice about the 3 relationships you must maintain and nurture to thrive your internship and establish the habits that will sustain you as a physician for decades to come. So just to be clear, we didn't train you to just go out there and burn out as house officers or work for 2 or 3 years and then stop. We're training you to go out there and thrive and be well yourself so that you can take care of others for decades. The first relationship is with yourself. Inscribed on the Temple of Delphi in ancient Greece is the famous maxim, know thyself. Never forget where you came from, what your values are, why you chose this career, and what you are working towards. Jack Rosance, one of my early mentors in medicine, put it this way. At the core of the journey must be a fundamental sense of who I am, what I'm inspired by, and what I'm willing to commit to in making a difference for what I truly care about. Isn't that dramatic? Very nice. It's like Jimmy Fallon or Conan O'Brien. Very nice. The second is your relationship with others. Former Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy says that when physicians face hardship and feel less than, we must reaffirm one another. Reaffirm is a transitive verb. Transitive verbs are verbs that demand objects. The object of your reaffirmation as interns are all of the people in your new Sesame Street neighborhood. Not just your fellow house officers and attendings, but also the nurses, security officers, ward clerks, housekeeping staff, cafeteria workers, social workers, phlebotomists, respiratory therapists, and radiology techs. I want to add a few suggestions on how to interact with the teammates in your new neighborhood. Be humble. Being humble does not mean thinking less about yourself. It means thinking more about others. Be kind. There is so much meanness in the world. Don't add to that. Counter it. Be kind. Be a generous listener and validate other people's feelings. Teddy Roosevelt put it like this: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Lastly, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. There will be many times in your internship and your life when things don't go right. Despite the best effort of you and your teammates, the law of entropy will lead to maximum randomness. In such circumstances, it's normal and healthy to be frustrated and vent. But in short order, I implore you to pivot shift and be a leader and problem solver, not just a peanut gallery complainer. I call this approach to life the Northstate way. We respond to challenges by leveraging teamwork and positive energy to bring order to chaos and hope and healing to human disease and suffering. The third relationship that you need to nurture is your relationship with your calling in life. Medicine at its best is not a job or a career, it is a sacred calling. Columnist and author David Brooks puts it like this: think of the drives that propel you through life. Some are caused by a void. You get hungry when your stomach is empty. But others are caused by an attraction. You sense some distant, delicious thing and find yourself pulled forward by its goodness. Sometimes I feel pulled by a goodness that seems grand and far off, a divine luminosity that hovers over the far horizon, a venture towards something unbelievably worth wanting, some ultimate concern. In medicine, that ultimate concern is discovering your common humanity with other people and helping those people to get well and stay well. I'm going to close my presentation with a story of the stonemasons, a story that illustrates the healing power of perspective and choice in finding your bliss. It takes place in the future at the construction site for the new Northstate Medical Center complex in Natomas. A traveler comes across 3 masons working on the project. Mason number 1, he's hunched over with a weary expression, sweat dripping from his brow. The traveler asks him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Can't you see? I'm just turning rocks into blocks." Mason number 2 is working with a bit more energy and with some rhythm and pride in his motions. The traveler asks him, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm providing for my family." Mason number 3 is smiling and humming a song. He is in what we call flow. When asked what he's doing, he replies, "I'm building a sanctuary of healing that will stand for decades. It will be a place where people come to find hope in their times of greatest need and suffering." 3 people doing the same work, but based on the lenses through which they see their work, 3 widely divergent levels of meaning. The first Mason has a job, the second Mason has a career, and the third Mason, well, he's fulfilling a sacred calling. Yesterday afternoon, I had the privilege of attending the memorial service for a fallen classmate, Derek Quach. Derek started medical school with the class of 2025, but succumbed to an aggressive cancer 2 years ago. Despite his illness and debilitating treatments, he never gave up on his dream to become a physician. Against all odds, he successfully completed all of the classes he took and was preparing to take step 1 when he passed away. Derek Quach was Mason number 3. Despite his monumental challenges, he did not drop out of medical school. Why? Because you can quit a job and you can leave a career, but a calling, it is sacred. You hold on tight to calling. You endure hardship for calling. Your calling is what brings vision to volatility, understanding to uncertainty, and clarity to complexity. If you want to live your best life, seek your calling and spend your days, months, and years answering it. Class of 2025, I hope the story of the stonemasons and remembering Derek Quach and his indomitable drive to be a physician and boundless loving concern for others. I hope these remind you of what a blessing it is to make it to this day, alive and well, and how privileged you are to not only have meaningful work waiting for you in your residency, but also the preparation and strength to do it exceedingly well. We will miss you here, but it's time for you to go forth beyond our walls to find and fulfill your calling as a healer. On behalf of the CNU family, best wishes for success and Godspeed.